Hi friends, welcome to day 6, 7, I have lost count at this point, of COVID-19 self-isolating. So I've been in my house pretty much by myself for the past over a week actually. Basically the only time I've left my house in maybe 10 days was on Saturday. I left for a few hours, but before social distancing was even really a thing. So I feel like it has been a long week. And I did share some of my thoughts, not so much on the virus, but in terms of just life during this season and trying to find some sort of normal in the midst of all of this chaos. So if you did want to watch that video, I will have it linked above, or you can just go to my previous video on my channel that I posted. But I'm really trying to keep up with my normal routine, and just for my own sanity, I need to still be doing the things that I normally do, and one of those things is filming videos and posting videos. But I've been finding it really hard to even think about anything other than this virus. So I think that it's a good opportunity to really deep clean my house, do some organizing that I've been putting off or haven't had time for. And I'm just gonna bring you guys along that process. So today I'm going to be deep cleaning my whole kitchen, and I just hope that this is helpful for those of you who are trying to find some sort of distraction, or you just want to watch something that isn't about the virus. So to be totally honest, I'm just finding it hard to focus on anything that isn't this virus or the news or social media. Everyone's talking about it, and I get it. Honestly, I don't really have any mental capacity to talk about anything else because it's so consuming. So honestly, it just feels kind of fake to me to start talking about anything that isn't this. But I'm really focusing on just doing some tasks that keep my brain occupied, that I can listen to music while I'm doing them, like cleaning, and I've been doing some gardening and stuff like that. So those are the things that I'll probably be sharing more of in this time, just ways that I'm passing the time without sitting on my phone all day long. So in today's video, I'm going to be deep cleaning my whole kitchen and just showing you guys that process. Some of the things I'm doing today I do often, at least once a week. Some things I have never done before, and a lot of them are just things that I maybe do once a month, somewhere in the middle. So I hope that this is helpful for those of you who are just kind of looking for something to take your mind off all the things that are happening. And if you are also deep cleaning your house, let me know what things you're deep cleaning and what else you'd like to see from me. So if you aren't familiar with my kitchen, this is my kitchen. It is kind of tidy, but there's still some dishes out. I didn't worry about putting those away. I'll put them away in a minute. But our kitchen size-wise is actually really large. There's all this empty space right in the middle because there actually used to be a wall here. But anyway, the counter space is so tiny. We don't have a dishwasher, so there's always dishes, usually clean dishes. There's always dishes out. And I cook a ton. I cook at least twice a day, every single day. So this kitchen gets a lot of love. It gets used really hard. So as much as I would love to have a beautiful clean kitchen counter with nothing on it, that just isn't realistic when you use your kitchen so often. Okay, so I'm just starting out by putting away all the stuff that was left out on the counter, all of the clean dishes, so that I have a nice tidy space to start with. And I'm going to start out by cleaning all of my essential oil diffusers, and obviously these don't all live in the kitchen, but I figured this was a good chance to clean all of these out, and I'm going to clean out my kettle at the same time. So I just use normal white vinegar to do this, and I just pour maybe half a cup into my kettle and then a couple tablespoons. I don't measure any of this, just eyeball it. You can't mess up. Into each diffuser, and then I just top them up with water as if I'm going to diffuse oils. I do it exactly the same, and then those are just going to diffuse for about 10 to 15 minutes while I'm doing some other stuff. And then this is just regular baking soda, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that on my stovetop. I love cleaning with baking soda. I use all natural products in my home. Even right now, I don't worry about using really harsh chemicals. Personally, I'm very confident in my natural cleaning products, and I really do trust them. But of course, do your own research when it comes to that and just decide what you're comfortable using. So I just quickly rinsed off my soap dispensers because they tend to get some soap buildup on the outside. So one of these has dish soap in it and one of them has hand soap in it. And I'm just rinsing and scrubbing those off a little bit. And then I'm gonna dump this kettle because it was finished boiling. And I'm going to run it again, the same cycle with a little bit of vinegar. I'm just gonna do this twice, and this really helps get rid of any calcium buildup or any other mineral buildup inside your kettle. And then I'm doing the same thing with my teapot. I'm just gonna put some hot water and some vinegar in it and just let it sit. And then I'm using baking soda in my sink as well. This is what I do when I want to really clean out my sink. I'm just spraying it down with that same cleaning concentrate, and then I'm gonna use an old toothbrush that I just used for cleaning, and I'm gonna scrub down all of those little hard to get spots where gross water tends to build up. And I do try to do this pretty regularly because it just kind of grosses me out when the sink isn't clean. I love a sparkling clean sink. And I'm not worrying about the sink being perfect at this point because I know that I'm gonna be dumping water in it and using it a little bit more. So at the end of my cleaning, I usually come back and clean up the rest of the sink. So I'm just dumping the diffusers. They've run for about 10-15 minutes at this point. And then I'm just rinsing out the lids. The lids honestly came out pretty clean, but sometimes if there's more buildup in the lids, I would put them in a sink full of hot soapy water and just let them soak. And then I would give them a good scrub after, but they really didn't need that this time, which was nice. And then I'm just scrubbing down the outside of my kettle just to get rid of any like spots. There's a couple like little food spots somehow. It just sits on the counter, so it tends to get a little bit dirty. And then I'm gonna run just a plain water cycle through my kettle, and that way it's not going to taste like vinegar next time I go to make tea. So I'm just gonna pour some baking soda down the sink now, and then I follow that by pouring a good amount of white vinegar down the drain. And then I'm using this essential oil Purify, and this combination really helps to just clean out the drain. And then I'm just pouring hot boiling water, and I personally find that this is super effective at just cleaning out my drain and eliminating any odors. So now I'm coming back to my stovetop, which at this point has been sitting for a while, and allowing it to sit really just helps those products to work better. I really don't like to use harsh cleaning products in my home, especially in my kitchen. So I find that just letting things sit for a bit is often the solution to using these natural products. And then I didn't notice this before, but there was actually one little spot on my stovetop that had a little bit of a stain. And normally I would add lemon essential oil when I put the baking soda and spray concoction on like 20 minutes ago, but because I didn't notice, I'm just gonna do it now, and it still came right off. Okay, and now I'm gonna clean out underneath my sink where my garbage can sits. So I'm just spraying that down, and just ignore my nasty cupboards. This house is over 50 years old, and these cabinets are over 50 years old, and they've been painted so many times, and they're super gross. And I know I could paint them, but eventually we plan on redoing the whole kitchen. So I just rinsed out my garbage can, and then I'm putting everything back in and just making sure that it's nice and tidy. All of these extra plastic grocery bags that I've accumulated, even though I try not to use plastic bags, I'm just making sure that they're tidied up and everything is nice and tidy. And then I like to just wipe down the outsides of the cabinets. I find that my black cabinets actually show a ton of dirt. I know people say that white cabinets get really dirty, but I find that my black cabinets get so dirty. And then I'm going to clean off the outside of my small appliances like my KitchenAid and my toaster, and I'm just spraying them down, and then I'll let them sit again just like I did with everything else. And here I'm actually trying out a new natural cleaner. It's called Bon Ami, and it's just a little bit more powerful than using baking soda. And then because these are open shelving, I'm just gonna quickly wipe down the dust on them. I honestly don't think I've ever done this before. They honestly weren't bad, but I figured I would just do it today. And then I'm just using the exact same cleaning concentrate to wipe down my fridge. I love just being able to use the same cleaning concentrate for the whole kitchen and my whole house. I don't have to use like 10 different types of sprays for different surfaces. This works super well. Okay, and I'm going to be using my Norwex mop to clean the floors, but first I'm just going to spot clean a few spots that I know that mop isn't going to get. And this is truly the reason why I love using non-toxic products, because my dog can be right there while I'm cleaning and I'm not worried about the products that I'm using. They are 100% safe to use around pets. And then I'm just gonna spray down the counters and the sink one last time. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I knew that my sink would get dirty a little bit. Again, it doesn't matter what order I do this in, I always end up cleaning the sink at least twice. So I'm just spraying it down really quickly. And then I just spray down my countertop with the same cleaner and I am done.